Dear students, Namaste, Namaste one and all. Welcome to my class. As you know, we are in third chapter of first year business studies. It is very beautiful, very informative topic. Everyone has a curiosity. Some institutions, some organizations, some enterprises are governed that are owned by the government of India or the central government or the some state government or by the local body. So everyone want to know how many companies, how many enterprises are governed by government. So now we are dealing with this aspect. So we have studied the first aspect, the first type of public sector enterprises, that was departmental undertaking. Today we are going to study the second type, second form of business enterprises under public sector, that is statutory corporation. The name itself suggests statutory, it means legal, that means act. Now look at the meaning of statutory corporations. Statutory corporations are public enterprises brought into existence by a special act of the Parliament. The act defines its power and functions, rules and regulations governing its employees and its relationship with the government department. These corporations, these institutions or enterprises are brought into existence, are established by passing a act or special act in the parliament. So these corporations are brought into existence or given birth by passing a special act in the parliament. In that act, it defines the power and functions, rules and regulations of the corporation or of the enterprise. This is what we call statutory corporations. Now, when you come to statutory corporations, refers to such organizations that are incorporated under special act. These corporations should be registered under the special act of the parliament or the state assembly. In simple term, in short, it means any corporations or any enterprises that are brought into existence or that are established by passing a special act in the parliament or in the assembly of the state, it is called statutory corporation. So it's a simple one. It is an enterprises or the corporations. It is established. It is formed. It is started by passing a special act in the parliament. Now, look at the examples for these type of corporations. Here is one famous corporation, KSRTC. It is an statutory corporation. KSRTC brought into existence or established by passing an act, special act. So KSRTC that comes under statutory corporation. Now move on to some other examples. Look at the famous institutions. Reserve Bank of India. It was established or brought into existence by passing Reserve Bank of India Act of 1934. Through this act, RBI was established. Then Unit Trust of India, UTI, it was established by passing special act, that is Unit Trust of India Act 1963. Then one more leading bank in our economy, State Bank of India. Even State Bank of India, it was brought into existence by passing SBI Act of 1955. Then some other examples are here. Oil and Natural Gas Corporation, Life Insurance Corporations, then ICAI, Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. It was established by passing ICAI Act of 1949. Then National Highway Authority of India, Airport Authority of India, Food Corporations of India. So these are all the organizations or the corporations are established by passing a special act in the parliament. In that act, they have some rules and regulations, some policy. According to that rules, according to that regulations or the policy, then that corporations should work. That is what you call statutory corporations. Very simple thing. When you come to statutory corporations, it is started, it is established, it is formed, or it is brought into existence by passing the act. By passing the act. Simple example, RBI. It was established when after passing Reserve Bank of India Act of 1934, then RBI was established or RBI was brought into existence. After passing SBI Act of 1955, then SBI brought into existence. After passing ICAI Act, then Institute of Chartered Accountant of India was brought into existence. So by passing, the corporations are brought into existence. By passing the act, some corporations or some enterprises are brought into existence. This is called statutory corporation. Now, move on to next thing, the features of statutory corporations. First one, these type of corporations are set up, are established under Act of the Parliament and are governed by the provisions of the Act. This means the day-to-day work of that enterprises that is governed by the provisions given in the Act. So this type of corporations are set up under Act of the Parliament and it is governed. It is, I mean, its activities are conducted according to the provisions of the Act. Then, second one, this type of organization is wholly owned by state. It means it's a government. The government has ultimate financial responsibility and has the power to appropriate its profit, even though it is established or brought into existence by passing the special act, but it is fully owned by the state or the central government because their financial responsibility ultimately lies in the hands of the government. It's a second feature of statutory corporation. Third one, it is a body corporate and can sue and can be sued by the other party. Enter into a contract and acquire property in its name. It means any statutory corporations, they can file a complaint on third party and they can be filed complaint by the others. Then they can enter into the contract, they can buy the property, they can acquire the property, they can sell the property in its name. That's the third feature of statutory corporation. Move on to next thing. Fourth one. This type of enterprise is usually independently financed. This is established by passing the act. So they have some freedom. They are independently financed. They can obtain, they can get the funds from borrowing from the government or from the public to the revenue. So they have the independent, they are independent, they can borrow, they can get the money from the government or from the public. That is the fourth feature. Fifth one, the what do you call? The accounting and audit procedures are different from the departmental undertakings. So a statutory corporation is not subject to the same accounting and audit procedures applicable to a government department. This means the auditing and accounting procedures are different from departmental undertakings. It's the fifth one. When you come to sixth one, the employees of these enterprises are not government employees or civil employees, civil servant, because they are not governed by government rules and regulations. The statutory corporations are governed by the special act, not by the government. It is conducting its operation according to the rules and regulation of that special act. The statutory corporations, they are running according to the provisions given in the special act. It is not established by the government. It is established by passing the act in the parliament. So, the employees of these enterprises are not treated as government employees. It's an important one. The employees of UTI, employees of RBI, employees of SBI, or employees of any corporations, they are not treated as government employees because these corporations are not established by the government. It brought into existence. It is formed by passing a special act. This is the sixth feature of statutory corporation. Then come to the merits. First one, here they have some independence or the freedom in functioning because they have the autonomy. It is not established by the government. It is established by passing the act, so they feel some sort of freedom. Second one, their income or the fund, it don't come from the central budget. So here government generally does not interfere in their financial matter. Here these type of corporations, they are free to borrow the fund from the government as well as from the public. So here government can't interfere much in their financial matter, including their income and the receipt. Third one, it is a valuable instrument for economic development. It has the power of the public government, power of the government, and combined with initiative of private enterprises. Look at the example here. We have the KSRTC, again we have the private bus. So when you have the private challenge, then the government sectors or the government enterprises, they are also looking for something good. They are also looking for giving something good to the customer. So it's the same thing. It's one instrument for economic development. We should have both the aspect, private and public. If you have the public things only, public transport only, then there's no competition. If there's no competition, there's no development. If anybody want to have some development in their life or in their business, then they should have the competition. That's the thing. So it is a valuable instrument or the tool for the development of any country or the economic development. When it comes to the fourth one, a public corporation is relatively free from red tapeism. In the departmental undertakings, there was one demerit. It was red tapeism. It means knowingly delaying the work. Bureaucratic technique of delaying the requested work. It's a red tapeism. It is very less, relatively less in the public corporation. This is again advantage of statutory corporations. Then come to the demerits of statutory corporations. First one, in reality, a statutory corporation does not enjoy as much as operational flexibility as stated above. In the merit we have studied, these type of corporations they feel some sort of the freedom, but in reality they don't have much flexibility because all the work, all the actions of these corporations are subject to many rules and regulations. These type of enterprises are started by passing a law. So now they have to work according to provisions, according to rules and regulations given in that act. So they don't feel much freedom in the day-to-day work of these type of corporations. Second one, government and political interference has always been there in major decisions or where huge funds are involved. When you come to the major decisions or when you come to the issue of huge fund, then there is interference of politics and government. It's second demerits. As I said, it's a common in the public sector, the interference of government and the politics. Now come to third one, where there is a dealing with the public, rampant corruption exists. A rampant means huge. Generally, the corruption is it is existed in the even in the these type of corporations. Then come to fourth one, the government has a practice of appointing advisors to the corporation board, even though it is established by passing a special act, but government they appoint some advisors or the directors to these type of corporations. This appointment may curb the freedom of the corporation. This is again demerit of the statutory corporations. First demerit, they are subject to many rules and regulations and provisions of the law. Second one, there has been the government and political interference in terms of major decision and in huge fund. Then there's a chance of rampant or widely corruption. Fourth one, government appoint some advisors or the directors to the corporation. This may minimize the freedom of the corporation. This is the end of second form of business enterprises under public sector. So far we have finished two matters. First one, that was departmental undertakings. Then second one, statutory corporations. In the next class, we will study third one, government company. Thank you for watching. Thank you one and all. See you in next class.